So. Ja, wir waren hier bei diesen zwei verschiedenen Banden. Genau.
Huh? What?
Come back next time.
A body! Here?
Was?
Yes! That's not right! Now we're getting somewhere!
Hollow and burn.
I serve all sides.
Maybe the bosses are getting too comfortable.
Link to this. Ja. So.
Abello, are you sure you know what you're doing? I studied field tactics with Brother Cardoza in the peninsula. The pirate crews there resort to these same dirty tricks.
Seems like a good way to take a dart to the belly.
Well, the Howlers aren't known for their caution, but these aren't too hard to deal with. If you've got a steady hand and you know what cables to cut, you've got to do it just right. Wait a second.
Please stop!
Begging won't change anything. You stand accused of actions forbidden by the teachings of the Abbey of the Everyman. Given that each crime was witnessed or later verified by sworn and faithful overseers,
The Vice Overseer hasn't shared his plans
no
with me.
trial is required.
He's upstairs now, so I assume we'll learn
For theft
something
of
before
food.
long.
For hindering
I
a
wager
sworn
it'll all be
overseer
over.
of the Abbey.
I'm
his
surprised
duties.
it's taken us this long
Death.
to deal with a mob of ruffians.
You know what the strictures say about
For
wagering,
keeping of
brother?
articles of a
The
heretic.
Howlers are merciless, and Paolo carries the outsider's blessing. Some talisman comes straight from the jaws of the void itself. Keep that in mind, or you'll find yourself bleeding out in some alley.
Spellcast University.
Am I being presumptuous? Hoping to cross
Presumptuous.
paths with that monstrous assassin. We unite against the spirits of the unknown that would drag us squeezed past the dark, never to return.
Geschlossen.
A stream of untruth. The echoes of lies come back just when always more dust.
I didn't see the one coming through the window. She was quick.
The Howlers are cowards, brother. But we accounted for 6 of them.
I'm glad it... Brother, what is happening?
The Duke will topple soon. The sisters of the oracular order have seen it, and I feel it in my bones. So this stalemate with the Howlers must be resolved. We eliminate Paolo. There's no end to the influence we'll exert over Karnaca, over all of Serkonos.
Dozen overseers have died trying to bring Paolo down. We've struck him fatal injuries, and somehow he comes back the next day to fight again. Whatever witchcraft he has, even the ancient music is ineffective.
I believe Paolo is in possession of some unclean artifact. It's my fear that he has to be killed twice in one day.
And the Duke won't help?
The Duke is no friend of ours. He exiled me from the Grand Palace, and he's done everything possible to push the Abbey of the Everyman out of Serkonos. The look on his face when he dismissed me from court. There's something wrong with people who live in palaces for too long.
So, noch irgendwie rauskommen. Am besten ungesehen. Fuck.
Hey, who is
Ich wollte nur die Kacktür zu machen.
Right over your corpse, blasphemer!
What's going on here? You aren't going anywhere!
Overseer! I'll stand.
Come at me! The stick will guide my...
Shame on you! Hey, you! Come here!
Brothers, over here!
You can't stay hidden forever. Clear the
line!
End of the road for
No!
you!
Who's there? Intruder! Grenade!
Oha.
A body? Huh? What's going on?
No, someone protect me!
I don't know.
Somebody's not feeling well.
Someone! Anyone! Good riddance. Outsider's balls! It's burned? He's...
Outside his balls.
Shit! Good work. Burn was a tough prick.
Take down Burn, the Duke is next. Then the city is ours.
Ach. Sehr schön.
I've been trying to bring Burn down for months. You did what others couldn't.
And now you own me, Paolo.
We've been at war with the Abbey, not just over territory, but over the people of Karnaca as well. This is my home. And I'm gonna send Byrne to Dunwall without his hands, to explain things to the High Overseer and the Empress herself. Bet you didn't see this coming, Vice Overseer. Now, what is it you want?
I need to get inside Aramis Stilton's house.
You're intriguing, and maybe more dangerous than most who darken my doorway.
I advise you to remember it.
Here's what you'll need to enter the house.
If you do have a hand in what comes next in Karnaca, I really hope you acquit yourself better than the Duke has.
You can count on that, friend. The Duke's a worthless buffoon. Get this guy out of here.
Nice. Was hat er mir jetzt gegeben? Solution to Jindosh Lock. Dr. Marcola Diamond, Madame Natsu, Bird Pendant, Countess Conti Ring, Lady Winslow War Medal und Baroness Finch Snuff Tin. Okay.
This will kick over the bat.
What do you know about Aramis Stilton's house?
That's a bad place. You walk by some nights, you feel the hairs on your neck standing up. But they say Stilton was solid before whatever happened there. Good to the people working down in his mines.
What happened inside the house?
I just know the rumors. Batshit rich choffers had a party. Maybe something weirder. Before then, the Duke was just another aristocratic snot. After that night, he had a fire in him. A plan.
Stupid.
This must be Paolo's place.
Meins. Abbey of the Everyman. On the history of the Overseers. The Abbey of the Everyman is the seat of religious power and inspiration for all overseers across the Empire. The order arose over the years to protect the common people from the ravages of the outsider, until the need for a central bastion of authority was deemed necessary. This imposing structure is a destination for pilgrims seeking refuge or guidance. Ich glaube, das haben wir schon mal gelesen. Bin mir nicht sicher. Many mistakenly attribute the Abbey's construction to High Overseer Benjamin Holger, when it was in actuality Holger's successor John Clavering, who laid the foundation shortly after the Abbey was completed. Every overseer in the land gathered there and began to trek to Whitecliff. There great siege commenced as the overseers purged the region. The battle raged against heretics, witches and thralls of the outsider. Though Holger was killed in the struggle, Whitecliff was cleansed, and the ceremonial rites that followed lasted up for a month, giving birth to many invocations and speeches, which were inscribed in tomes and carried back to the abbey, where they are still revered today.
In case you're wondering, Paolo's not one of those unhinged cultists who believe I will grant them favors if they leave a big enough offering or play just the right musical notes. He doesn't care a fig for me. But he put up this shrine because he found the hand of an old witch I knew once. And Paolo saw right away that it pays to have an edge. Sometimes pieces of us linger long after we're gone. The Duke of Serkonos inherited a vibrant city and wasted no time stripping it to the bone. What will he leave behind? And what about you? Who will you leave to pick up the pieces here in the Jewel of the South?
Jetzt bin ich Sonic. Okay.
Somewhere an old woman is beating a servant. He is but a boy. The beating will leave him blind. He was late with the tea.
Regeneration. Old Widow's recipes, Marnie's secret powders for bringing on frightful illusions, blurred vision, and the like. Dry 20 purple sea slugs in the sun until they be crisped and light as feathers. Put them in mortar with these. 1 dried burdock root, 4 dried neem leaves, 1/2 measure whalebone, finely shaved. Grind until powdery, keep very dry until ready to use. Careful not to get any in your eyes. Edlin's night drops for inducing night terrors and starving your enemies of sleep. Soak a ripe lemon in a mug of goat's milk for 5 days until the milk turns to green foam. Should be thick and pungent. Discard the lemon. Mix the foam with a bit of honey for taste and boil it up tight with a stopper. 5 drops in the fellow's drink should do the trick. Bone jumps. Sally's basic, they say. Kennt man schon. Durante's room. Bernard. Durante got himself nicked by the Abbey boys, which means that they've got his office key, and it means he might have told them how to open the Jindo's lock. I need you to find a way to open Durante's door, and no, burning the building to the ground is not an option. I also want you to start dropping off food for old Stilton until we find someone to replace Durante. Once you manage to get his office open, you'll find all the details inside. Be very careful when you go into Stilton's manor. If the overseers do have the code to the Jindo's lock, they might want to have a peek inside too.
Trust me. Take Paolo proof that the vice overseer is finished.
That.
Look who's the big hero.
Yeah, step back now. Get lost.
Jemmy's sister says you can beat any lock in the city. I'm not sure why Stilton's house...
Never mind. Maybe another time.
Or not. Let's go.
Sorry. Diamond bird ring. What? Color not too even. Okay.
It worked. The information was correct.
A crack in the slab. Strange ritual was performed 3 years ago in Aramis Stilton's manor, involving Delilah Copperspoon and her followers. Once inside, find out what you can about Delilah's secret.
Time is an odd thing. Growing up, I was excited about what the years might hold, about the places I'd visit. I recall childhood moments with my mother on her throne and my father, a figure of mystery. I remember the rat plague, Mother's passing, and all that happened at the Hound Pits pub. Now this. I just want to put an end to Delilah's reign and get my father back. This house holds her secrets. Delilah pulled herself up from tragedy, grabbing the Empire and changing it to her liking. With Duke Luca Abel, she transformed a coddled dilettante into a schemer who helped her take my throne. She's made herself immortal, and even my father's sword couldn't end her life. I'm going to undo all she's done. And next time, I'll hold on to the things I cherish, just a bit tighter.
Huh.
That's strange. I feel drained by this place. Something is wrong here. Even the air feels off.
Kann keine Magie benutzen.
There's corruption here. It beckons you. Promises riches and power. So much temptation.
I know you think I don't belong here. Insufferable elite.
Could that be Stilton?
They drop food for me, in and out, like the wind. I think they're afraid.
The Duke is paying the Howlers to drop food for Stilton.
We'll be getting started soon. The Duke's beloved is coming back. Down in the mines, I hear them howling to one another. Howling beasts. How did I get so old? Where are the men of my younger days? The dances we had here. God,
Aramis
Captain
Stilton?
Windlebone, we've got a prowler!
3 years ago, something inside Aramis Stilton snapped like a cheap lock. A part of him and a part of this house never left that evening. The Duke's inner circle are still gathered here, setting their grand plan into motion. Delilah's plan. And a part of Aramis Stilton is always here, still breaking. The Void is not exactly a place, and it's much older and stranger than you could ever know. It watches you from within. And at the heart of Stilton's house, The void is leaking through a pinprick, left behind by Delilah's little trick. Even magic is perverted here, and things don't work like they should. Take this. Imagine it's a kind of timepiece. Go and watch the Duke and Delilah. See for yourself what they did.
Oh. Timepiece. Travel between present and past. What? Zeitreise? Okay.
By the void.
Your guests are waiting in the study.
1949.
On the door, Captain Wintermore.
What? He's out back. I need the code to the study.
It's in his notebook, ma'am, but he keeps it with him.
Thank you, Corporal. Speaking bluntly, I really don't like Stilton's guests. Earlier, I got my ass chewed out by the Royal Curator. What's her name?
You're talking about Brianna Ashworth, I believe.
Yes, that's her. She's an odd one. Anyway, keep up the good work.
Thank you, Captain.
The only way out of here is through the present, using this timepiece.
Time is leaking, coming out of the walls. It's ruining the carpets.
Stilton's home was quite nice before whatever happened.
Honestly, why does Stilton even bother trying to impress people like the Duke and that curator? You have to understand. I'm going to call for help if you don't go.
When no one keeps the rooms clean and dry, a house goes to rot.
Wenn mich die Leute sehen, ja. Ja.
Stilton's acting odd-like today. Just step. Hey, who is?
ready to do that.
The air feels almost electrified here.
Maybe I should just work a double shift.
Wo ist er? Ja. Nice.
I can feel it. It's all right.
Letter from Muranola Architecture to Mr. Aramis Stilton. Good sir, we write with some excitement regarding the planned extension to your home. We are ready to unveil our plans for your new functional and appealing office space. Might you have time to view our drawings in the coming weeks? We are completely at your disposal and are ready to begin construction upon the very instant of your approval. Respectfully yours, K. Kierkegaard and A. Muranola Architecture and Supplies.
The Grand Guard was protecting Stilton back then. This is the night that things went bad for you, Stilton.
Oh, that tasted awful. That weren't no blue-jawed hagfish. River crust is more likely.
One day, young Luca will go too far. May I live to see that day. Theo, forgive me.
Twice the soldier he is. Someone should say something.
When tonight is over, the Duke will have to trust me. I'll know his secrets too well.
There's the notebook.
Or will that make me too dangerous to keep around?
Study door combination. With Duke Luca coming tonight, there will be so many strangers in my house. I shouldn't have agreed to host this cursed seance. Something is going to happen, I can feel it. Maybe I won't attend. Feign sickness or lock myself up in the bathroom. Anyway, I need to change the combination to the study door, as I was asked. Let's focus on something else. Old memories. 6. The coins in my pocket when I left Morley and came to Kanaka. 1 coin for each week until I take another boat and join you, my mother said, but then she never came. 7. My birth month. I am probably the only person who knows the date since Theodanis passed away. 5. The number painted on my lunch bucket when I worked the mines. I was just a kid, but it feels like yesterday. 16.5. Okay.
No, the Duke couldn't possibly touch me. This Who are you? Why are you in my house? Just by looking at his shoes.
Ich bin niemand.
What would you think?
Let's see.
What was
Hey,
it? Who is? I've got to get to safety.
Bye bye.
Somewhere. Who was it?
Control.
Come fight face to face! Here you are! I'll find you, you know.
Fuck.
Stand a chance anyway. Take this! Hello? You're done!
Hey.
Stop it! Something's done. Shit.
Huh?
I'm always alert. Always. They don't gotta say it twice. Yeah, but please, not today.
Is everything mixed up here? What happened?
Welcome again to my house. Let's get this over with.
What we're about to attempt has never been done. It's beyond my understanding, and certainly beyond yours. If anyone has any doubts, set them aside now.
This defies rational understanding. It's the frayed edge when natural philosophy crosses over into something else.
Yes, I can feel it. We risk madness.
The more I hear, the more I think this is ill-advised. Who wants to speak with the dead? If this Delilah really was killed or banished from the world, what if she's lost her mind?
Delilah's stronger than before. The Duke and I have heard her voice, whispering to us. And now it's time. So take your positions. Focus on the void behind the world. You can feel her power, can't you?
By the stars! This is more exciting than any orgy I've ever attended.
Wait! Wait! We can't really...
Idiot!
Here, returned from the cold, from forever.
How curious. It seems to have worked.
My spirit is safe now, inside this thing. Luca, you must lock it away.
I can still see the insides. One has become a stone, the other reforged and marked by the one whose eyes are black.
Poor Aramis. I feel obliged to take care of him out of loyalty to my father.
Wait. You are hidden, but I know who you are. I know when you are. You've come to watch me return, and someday I'll come for you.
The void beyond the world is strange. I won't ever understand all I've seen.
Focus on the void behind the world. You can feel her power, can't you?
I need to get out of here. Back to the dread.
very edges of the void. But this one is special. It's the place where my throat was cut 4,000 years ago. This is where my life ended, and where it began again. It's where they made me.
This part of the void feels older.
Right up until the end, I thought I'd find a way to escape. I fought, but the ropes only cut my skin, so I went limp. And then the knife touched my throat, and I knew I'd waited too long. The blood ran out, and I became a god. Now you know Delilah's secret. At the end of her days, she drifted through the void and should have been lost forever. But her will and cunning are second to none. She found this place, the island in the void where I became what I am. It changed her, and she discovered a way to draw from it, tapping into the power here. Delilah is a part of me now, and I don't like it. You have to give Delilah credit. She tore out a piece of herself and hid it away, inside a thing made of bones. She's made herself immortal. If you want to kill Delilah, you're going to have to find her spirit and give it back to her. Reaching it won't be easy, but what comes after that might be the hardest thing you will ever have to do.
The world contains more mysteries than I imagined. Now to meet up with Sokolov again at the skiff, after a very strange day.
Consuming until someone puts an end.
You're back.
Are you ready to leave? The dust is wreaking havoc on my throat.
Yes, I paid a visit to Vice Overseer Byrne, and I've been to Stilton's house. We can go. Duke Luca Abel tore down the original palace in Karnaca, his birthplace, in order to build a lavish structure that cost enough to feed everyone in Serkonos for years. It's said to be a sprawling estate to humble all others, a monument to his ego and sense of princely entitlement. But whatever the Duke has done to his nation happened while I was Empress. In Dunwall, we were content to look the other way as long as the silver kept flowing. I've got to get inside the Grand Palace, deal with the Duke, and find a way to steal Delilah's soul.
Can you feel it? This is my last night. Soon, I'll dissolve into the great nothing.
You should be at peace.
I've stayed too long. Find Delilah's spirit. Trap her with this cage of dead flesh. Set me free.
I don't understand.
You will, very soon.
boss living in a palace and sucking the marrow out of the same people who built it. Are you ready for this?
I've been inside a dozen castles and 100 mansions, and they're the same everywhere. The Duke's palace can't be anything worse than Lady Brisby's social afternoons.
Taking down Duke Abel is only part of the puzzle. You've also got to find whatever it is he's keeping for Delilah.
You were cryptic about what you gleaned from visiting the Dust District, which is fine. The world is better with a hint of mystery. But once you're inside the Grand Palace, whatever you do could affect things in Karnaca for years to come. Remember that.
I'll see what I can do. I know things in Karnaca are fragile, and I've got a lot to think about after all this is done.
Treppe hoch. Schlitter.
Ready to visit the Duke?
Yeah.
Alright, let's go.
Aber nicht Seller. Schauen wir mal kurz uns kurz und Palast selbst machen wir morgen dann.
At the palace, the Duke has a look-alike body double, meant to confuse assassins. A friend of mine washes the linens and said the double is a smoker, if that helps. Maybe you can talk to him. She says he's a nice guy. What a shitty job, pretending to be a tyrant like Duke Luca Abel.
It's remarkable that people tolerate the Duke.
He's got an army, control of the mines, and he's had your support from the capital. At the Duke's parties, people carve up the country while eating boiled crab.
There were parties like that in Dunwall, full of toadies sucking up to me, stabbing each other in the back.
Poor Empress. I could see those party lights from the roof of the abandoned butcher shop where I slept, in the flooded district.
I know you grew up hard, Megan. I used to wander Dunwall with my face hidden, but when I got tired of it, I could always go back to the tower. Karnaca's given me perspective.
Good. After you've eliminated the Duke, find what he's holding for Delilah and take it. When you're finished, I'll pick you up in the skiff.
Stuff comes in. It's got to get where it's going. That's why they call it the black market. Can't just sit here. Too much chance a Grand Guard catches on to us, or maybe rightful owners coming to pick it up.
What's the delay getting it to the shop? Bet you afraid we'll get caught?
The guy that runs the shop is nervous. But if they just let us move it straight off the boat. Now, I got a friend over at the shop. Been running protection for black market shops for years here in Karnaca and over at Colorado. So there's basically no risk.
What's your friend's name?
That's a secret. These guys deal with me and nobody else. Job security. I tried living up in Driscoll for a while. Too damn cold. Shitty food.
Another day like yesterday, and I think I'll give it up for good. Better off in the void than another day like that.
air's a bit thick. Dust has been a problem lately.
Hey, you. You're a good one. You know, there's a place near here, in some rocks behind a fountain. People have always left offerings there. That's where I started having those odd dreams.
Oh.
I don't go there anymore. See you sometime.
I told him.
I'll have a look around.
Intruder!
There's no such permit, Captain. I know.
What? Wait for my signal!
Tell me anything. Something's going on.
Empress or not, she's gonna bleed all the same.
Not in the move. Show yourself. No, no, no! That's what I wanted.
12 weeks, 7 months, let's see.
Anybody?
Here. Let's see. Huh? Stop!
Come to me, you soap dodger!
Once they say something's amiss, and I just can't get comfortable.
Huh? That sounded like broken glass.
You're not supposed to be here!
Wieso?
Let him go! I've got just the thing for you.
Es ist deren erste Reaktion, sich umzudrehen. Oh.
You don't stand a chance anyway.
What? You've been found guilty of standing in...
I didn't mean any harm.
Ui.
If she's back, I'll find her. Huh! Fucking butcher! Hey, coward! Come fight face to face!
Yeah.
Of course. As always.
Weißt du, wo der Schwarzmarkt ist?
Leave me alone, please.
Come back here!
Hier ist das Zeichen. Pfeil dahin.
I'll get the cigars tomorrow. Wanna buy one?
Wouldn't miss that.
Greetings. I serve with discretion.
Sure, there's always been blood flies. I just don't remember it being so many of them, and so big.
Very good. This is what I have for upgrading your equipment.
I shouldn't have eaten that. Now I'm paying. It's what happens when you're half starved all the time.
A pleasure to do business. A deal well made. The prices reflect exquisite. I hope you'll think of me again.
Oh, geil. Nächstes Mal hier weiter und ja, Palastzeug und ja, ansonsten mal gucken, wie lang es noch geht. Ich denke mal spätestens nächste Woche sind wir fertig mit Dishonored 2. Dann ja, dann mache ich noch Dishonored Death of the Outsider. Und ja, dann war's das mit Dishonored erstmal.